Can you have too much home gym equipment? We're going to answer that question in this video. Hi, I'm Jonathan Pritchett with Theology, Geek Fitness, and when it comes to me personally, I have to say my answer would be yes and no. As followers of this channel know that I am not a minimalist when it comes to fitness equipment, and this is not because I actually need all of the items that I have, but that I simply want them. So no, in the sense that if you want them and you like using them, then no, you can't have too much within reason. But yes, insofar as actually accomplishing what this equipment is supposed to accomplish for you, you can get the results that you need from any kind of equipment that you happen to prefer using. I am not a minimalist. One of the things that I really enjoyed about going to the gym, aside from having to go to the gym, was that there was a variety of things. There was free weights, there was machines, they had dumbbells, kettlebells, they had slam balls, they had calisthenics equipment, they had battle ropes, they had all kinds of stuff, you know. And I was a member at Planet Fitness, so maybe not the best machines, and of course bench pressing on a Smith machine is not always ideal, but you know, you make do with what you got, and it's relatively inexpensive. But when I stopped going to the gym and looked for ways to keep fit at home, I grabbed whatever I could from Walmart, and you know, I had some. I had one loop band, I had some tubes, I had a pull-up bar, and I had a suspension trainer that I still keep, the $15 Spry gravity trainer. I can't tell the difference between using that when I was using the TRX at the gym, other than the fact that you're stuck using that particular one off of a door. And then I had some like those stretch band resistance bands. I just cobbled together some stuff, and in fact, I would say that almost all of my gains have been since I left the gym and stopped using free weights and machines. As many of you know, I do use weighted gear. I love my sandbags, my Surge 60, my hydro balls or whatever, but my weight vests. I use that stuff and incorporate it into my programming, but I'm just not a free weights and machines guy anymore. Not that I have any problem with it. I did buy some dumbbells, and then I got a really good deal on them. They went up, and right after I bought them, and I turned around and sold them, I bought a kettlebell, turned around and sold that, and lost a little bit of money on the dumbbells, but I really just wanted them for that video anyway. But made money on the kettlebell, so it all shook out in the end. But when I think about, do I have too much stuff? Well, from a Christian perspective, I would think that you should be able, for your hobbies, to spend, you know, and fitness should be more than just a hobby. It should be a regular part of your life, because staying fit's important, but it doesn't, as it turns out, cost a lot of money to do that. But if being a fitness enthusiast is a hobby, the Christian perspective on that is you should spend what you can on your hobbies insofar as it doesn't interfere with other aspects of your life. When it's fitness, it's not necessarily more important aspects of your life, because fitness should be one of the most important aspects of your life so that you can stay fit for your tasks, as my friend Cody Wheeler says. But just in general, you don't want to spend money to where you spend so much money it's taking away from other things like food and rent or your mortgage payment, or you know, gas, or all these other things. So within reason, if you can afford stuff. And of course, I've been doing the home gym thing since March of 2020, so over 2 years now, and I've added as I go along, and I've also sold as I've gone along. But when you think about home gym equipment, you know, what do you like to use? Well, I like to use a lot of different stuff, like resistance bands and all the things that I mention and show on this channel. But I don't think that I have too much, given that I use pretty much everything that I have. And if I don't use it, or if I try something new and decide to get rid of something, I often try to sell it secondhand. And then, of course, I do use some patron money to buy products that people are interested in, to see if, you know, to give a good review so that other people don't have to spend money. So that's another thing. But I try not to hang on to just clutter. But, you know, you should use everything you have. Now, one of the reasons why I stayed away from like free weights, or why I didn't get a rack and a bar and all of that, is because over a over 2 year period, I have collected lots of different items. But I was always, with what I had, able to get effective workouts in. But given the price of like a rack and bench and a bar and weight plates and dumbbells these days, if you were to just piece it together like other people, you're already starting in the several hundreds of dollars. And if you started with a rack and say, okay, and I'll get a bench later and get some weight plates, well, you can do pull-ups with your rack until you can afford to buy a bench. You can start with a bar and weight plates, and that's still setting you back several $100s. And you're going to be chest pressing from the floor. You're still going to need a pull-up bar or something that you can do vertical pulling movements. So it's just a lot of money initially, and for most people, I still don't think that you're going to get any more of an effective workout as you can with a suspension trainer or resistance bands. I'm sorry, it's just we're not all competitive power lifters, and we're never going to be, most people. But if you like weights and you like going to the gym, that's a great option. But I do see these gyms at home that in order to get going with a rack and a bar and weight plates and a bench and maybe some dumbbells, but probably not. Even just the bar, the plates, the bench, and the rack, you're looking at, $1,200 to $1,500 just to get going, and then you start adding other attachments to your rack as you go, like dip bars maybe, or a cable pulley system if you didn't already get one. And I know that there's a price and quality range in all of these items for sure, but I wasn't willing to make that investment. And then as I've gone along collecting different types of things that I find myself enjoying more than working at a gym with weights and machines and stuff, I just use, it's cheaper and I'm getting effective workouts all the same. So my thing is, if you like free weights and you have the money and can afford it, go for it. It's interesting though when you're in forums of home gym Facebook groups and you watch certain YouTube channels of who's natural, obviously natural instead of obviously not natural. I look and you start comparing physiques just because, we're a judgmental race of people. And you're like, wow, why is your physique like that and you have $10,000 of stuff in your home gym, and you're not, really lifting as heavy as people I know who use resistance bands who also go to the gym and occasionally deadlift or whatever. So it's really interesting to observe all this, but people should get what they like. And like I said, I'm not messianic about don't use weights or machines or anything. If that's what you like, go for it. If you can afford it, go for it. But I think that you can go overboard, and I see myself going overboard in the sense that if I don't get rid of something that I don't use, I start to feel like I have clutter. Because you should always use what you purchase, and it shouldn't be something you have to force yourself to use just because you bought it, right? That's no fun either, because it's not what you want to do. You're going to gravitate towards the things that you want to do. So that's all that I've done. I've probably over 2 years, you can see I've probably spent the equivalent, or at least almost, of a decent rack, a decent bench, plates, and a bar. But even so, I didn't have to be out all that at once, so I thought that was a good way. And plus, I don't care about that stuff anyway. I have more fun lifting a sandbag than I do a barbell. That's just my preference. I'm not trying to crusade for everyone should do what I do. Everyone should do what they like, but I just noticed that people who think, oh, I need to get an effective workout and I want to work out at home, and they think, oh, wow, I'm $1,500 in the hole just so I can do basic stuff with free weights, and that's $1,200-$1,500 before I've started on adding another $500 for adjustable dumbbells, if not another $2,000 for dumbbells ranging from 5 pounds on up. And of course, that's where I think a lot of people trying to make their home gyms look like a gym that is a commercial gym. If you can afford it, great. But most people, they have to do that over years and years and years. Whereas in 2 years, I think I have an impressive amount of fitness equipment, and I've never not been able to get an effective workout if just using the bands or a suspension trainer. And I found that if I'm just using a sandbag and a pull-up bar or something, I get everything covered. So I think I don't have more than I need. Well, I probably have more than I need, but I don't have more than I want, and I don't have more than I don't use. So that should be kind of the standard, I think, coupled with don't sacrifice your finances to fitness equipment to the detriment of other very important things in your life or your family's life. So those are kind of my parameters for whether or not you have too much stuff. Make sure you use everything you buy, and make sure that when you buy something, you're not taking away from other things that are just as, or if not more important, like food and clothing and rent and mortgage and all of that other stuff. So those are my thoughts on that, whether or not I or anyone else has too much stuff. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, click the like button. If you didn't like the video, click the dislike button. I don't really care either way. If you want to support what we're doing at Theology Geek Fitness, you can become a patron at patreon.com/theologygeekfitness. I'd appreciate that. Every little bit helps. And finally, subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed, even if you never want to watch another video again. It doesn't matter. This is not my full-time thing. I just like doing it, and some people like watching. So just keep going with that. But anyway, I appreciate your time watching this video. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.